Hi everyone, hope you are doing well from whatever you are watching this channel, depending on your time zone. Now, the Kenya Kwanza regime is working to amend the law and repeal a section which is a requirement of the parliament to approve when selling a parastatal. Right now, if you want to touch on any parastatal, the executive cannot do that without the approval of the National Assembly. And when I read this story, I had to reflect back on the era when Moi was ruling this country. For those who remember, when it came to when Moi wanted to do something in this country, then he found that the law is barring him from doing that. Definitely, he will go to the parliament and seek a repeal of that law to make sure that it is in line on what he wants to do. So Moi would always amend the law to suit what he wants to do. That's why I tell my viewers here that Ruto is just another Moi in the office. And indeed, this is a living and breathing Moi in our lifetime. There's no difference here. And after Ruto and his government proposing this, yesterday Ndindi Nyoro came out to defend William Samoei Ruto. And in defending Ruto, this is what Ndindi Nyoro is saying. We have 334 corporations. Most of them make money. And most of them are regulatories, but unfortunately, most of them hemorrhage money. We cannot continue to entertain a company that make losses and do not hold any strategic value for the government to continue gobbling money from taxpayers, and therefore it is the wisdom of the president that Kenyan people cannot continue to carry the load of bailing out those companies. That is Ndindi Nyoro in reaction to what William Samoei Ruto is planning to do. But then Martha Karua responded to Ndindi Nyoro, and this is what Martha Karua said. The bill which Ruto is now proposing is unconstitutional for removing checks and balance and for introducing opacity, most likely to facilitate fraud. That is Martha Karua. Before we give our views here, we have to understand where Ndindi Nyoro is coming from and where he's heading to. What is his interest in Kenyan economy in terms of business? Before he come out to defend William Samoei Ruto, does he have any interest in any of these parastatals? That's the first question. And as this is going on, remember, Kenya Power is planning to increase the electricity price by 78%. That is going to start from April. 50 units, which has been going for a month, it has been going for 1,035 shillings. And in April, 50 units is going to go for 1,846. You can look at that. It's like they have just doubled. So from April, prepare to pay double on what you are paying as of now. It just means that those people who are going for solar panel are just okay. But then, before we give our view, it is good we try to compare Kenya Power. I'm mentioning Kenya Power because there is something I'm going to reveal to you about Ndindi Nyoro's interest. Why he wants Ruto to sell these corporations. Because he's a man of interest. That's why I'm focusing on Kenya Power. So before we talk about this, let us just try to compare some countries in Africa on how they're selling their electricity. Kenya, cost per unity, 23 shillings. Uganda, 20 shillings. Tanzania, 12 shillings. Burundi, 20 shillings. Rwanda, 30 shillings. Hao ndio waporaji kabisa. DRC, 10 shillings. South Africa, 20 shillings. Nigeria, 6 shillings. Morocco, 14 shillings. Cameroon, 10 shillings. South Sudan, 1 shilling. South Sudan, just look at that. Senegal, 3 shillings. So, apart from what is happening in Rwanda, Kenya comes second after Rwanda, 23. The rest is lower than 20. In fact, most of these countries, they are giving it between 14, 6, 1. That's what they're serving their people. That's why you see now, many companies are running away from Kenya. They cannot do business here. Now, before I explain Ndindi Nyoro's interest and support for William Ruto, just a quick request for those who are watching and you're not subscribed, please consider subscribing. To our channel subscribers, I must say thank you so much. And again, to all our viewers, please give this video a thumbs up. Thank you. And back to this discussion. Now, you know, there is allegation outside here that we have some of these politicians from Mount Kenya region. And this is Ndindi Nyoro. If you check on how Ndindi Nyoro campaigned for William Samoei Ruto, definitely, the same way William Samoei Ruto rewarded Alice Wahome to relinquish her parliamentary seat to come and now serve as a minister, a CS, cabinet secretary. It is just the same way Ruto was supposed to reward someone like Ndindi Nyoro. But the allegation is that when Ndindi Nyoro was asked what he wants or in which capacity he can serve this country after helping William Samoei Ruto, the information emerging is that Ndindi Nyoro said that for him, he just wants freedom to do business. So I asked myself a question, what freedom is he looking for to do business? Don't we have freedom for business in this country? Then I remembered that Ndindi Nyoro is the only individual in this country who has more shares in Kenya Power than any other person. Ndindi Nyoro. Ndindi Nyoro has more than 50% shares in Kenya Power. So when they are proposing that they want to amend the law so that the executive will not be going back to parliament to seek the approval if they want to sell a parastatal, he's supporting this because he has an interest to buy Kenya Power. I wonder, Kenya Power is a sole distributor of power in Kenya. They don't have any competitor. How comes they have been making losses but not profit? This is the company that is buying electricity from KenGen at a very low minimum. Then when they're supplying that electricity, they not double, triple, wanna multiply by 10 before they sell it. They buy at 5, you multiply by 10, you make it 50 or 100. Go and check how much KenGen is selling power to Kenya Power before they distribute it. Go and check per kilowatts. How and why is Kenya Power making losses? And how come Ndindi Nyoro can invest in a company more than half of their shares when it is making losses? Is it true there is losses in Kenya Power? The answer is no. They don't have any competitor. This is a company that needs to make profit. This is not like Kenya Airways, where we have other people in the market who are competing. They are a sole distributor of power in Kenya. Number one, they should tell Kenyans why is it that it is expensive already compared to other countries. Why? They are the only one supplying power. Why is it that it's expensive? And despite being expensive as of now, they want to double it. So in April, it is going to hike. You have to prepare for that. So the real reason here is that Ndindi Nyoro want to buy Kenya Power. because he's the big shareholder in that company. Then he becomes the sole distributor of power in this country. And when he will be running it as private individual, he can put price anywhere he think. He can revise his prices anytime he think. That's why you see Martha Karua is telling William Ruto that repealing this law to give power to executive so that they can do what they want with the parastatals. It means no one can oversight. The checks and balance will not be there. Because when they want to sell a parastatal, it will go into the National Assembly. They will discuss. We understand the merits and demerits. So that they will expose if there is anyone who has interest in that business, any politician. And the Kenyans will know. But because they don't want it to go through that way, so that they will be exposed, Ruto is looking for a shortcut. By the day we will wake up, we will discover that the 334 parastatals Ndindi Nyoro is talking about, maybe we will have remained with maybe 50. Another thing is that, and Ruto need to know this one, some of these parastatals were not meant for profit. It is just service to wananchi. The other day we have seen Moses Kuya talking about trying to hand over some of these universities to private sector. They want to sell it. Wakati wanauza universities kwa private sector. Education came in not to make profit, but to equip the country with the needed knowledge. So that moving forward, people will have something to do for them and run their own country. But now, we have entrepreneurs in the office. People who are angry for money. That's why they want to sell. They want to make profit. They want to own them. By the time we are discovering, Atwoli was right. Baada ya miaka 10, bila Atwoli alikuwa anasema ya kwamba Ruto atabeba Banki Kuu ya Kenya kwa mgongo, aende nayo sugoi. It is true. It has started. It is evident. And it is going to happen. There's no doubt about this. I am certain Atwoli was right. Sasa mali ya Kenya yote wakati kama kweli hii nini itapita, huu mswada utapita. Baada ya miaka 10 mali ya Kenya yote itakuwa sugoi. Yengine itakuwa kwa kina Ndindi Nyoro, the close allies. And we will be in the hands of some few individuals who will be dictating what to do. And when you are at that level, then you have such people running business in the country, they can hold the executive hostage. Hapo tunakuanga na kitu tu state capture. Because we have few individuals who have a bigger say on everything in this country. Wenye wanaweza amua kwamba leo tunazima stima na Kenya mzima inakuwa blackout. So Ruto should be stopped. Parliament should not agree with the move that William Samoei Ruto want to take as of now. Why now? You should not repeal any law to suit William Ruto's appetite for money.